So for the record, after the last wing, I basically called it a night. So fortunately, because it's LFR, it doesn't really matter. Alright, here we go. We're gonna make our way towards the next boss. Hopefully this will be a little shorter, because it's only 2 bosses, but then again... I was reading up a bit on these couple of fights, and... well, they seem interesting.
Keep moving.
Oh, goodness. Keep spawning right under me. Ah! Wait, is that like a 10-second fear? By the way, I went ahead and turned in the essence I had to the Chamber of the Heart. There was nothing there waiting.
Presence here. Tendrils strangling my mind.
The locks weaken. The world screams.
This.
N'Zoth rises once more.
Is Zakul, the Harbinger of Nyalotha.
Titan pillars.
The Harbinger for the end of days. Zakul shreds the last vestiges of sanity from a world in chaos, laying the foundation for Azeroth's new master.
There is no time to warn the others. We must end this, champions. Now!
I'm sure if we were doing Alliance, it'd make sense why Chandris is here. Someone spawned a Blingtron. That's funny. Oh. What? How about that? Look at this new pet I just got. Alcoholic beverage. Party grenade! Huh. Did that come up? No. There we go. Oh, we're pulling.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The end approaches.
Dark beyond.
Give in to despair.
I like how someone from the Illidan server yelled, "You are not prepared!" That is so apropos. So let's see. When does the mechanic... 10-minute berserk. Ooh! Oh, that is a huge raid-wide fear. Assaults the player's minds, pulling them deeper into realms of insanity. Hysteria. We're in the fear realm. Gain a stack of hysteria every 30 seconds. Nope, I can't interrupt that. Well, based on what I know we're going to see in 8.3, I guess this is a nice way to introduce us to the mechanic of sanity, but then again, we were kind of introduced to this back in Wrath with Azshara. So the idea that they're merely bringing this back kind of fits me. Because, like I said, we were really introduced this back. But hey, it makes perfect sense with the song. 60%. Nope, wind shear can't interrupt that. Area every 30 seconds, shadow damage every second. But looks like our healers are doing a really good job.
We will not succumb to madness. Champions, I will hold open the portal to reality for as long as I can.
Thanks, Delisra. We are very much whittling down his health. He's already down to 44%. There's a summoner and a fear gate. I have a feeling we're supposed to focus on these, right? No? I'm not entirely sure. I can't really tell. It seems like we're not really able to do anything about those. Unless I'm just kind of not doing it right. But at the moment, it looks like we're more so just kind of focusing on Zakul instead of the ad. So I don't know, maybe this is doesn't seem very clear. Nightmare pool, uh-oh. Nope. He has a shield right now. There are no other ads up.
We got a package. Stay away from me.
Oh! I just realized we already have a few people dead. Contribute a bit.
Is upon you.
Get my elemental out here in just a few seconds. Nope. Looks like we had a couple of battle reses ready to go. Because I see a couple of people apparently came back.
away from
I haven't really seen that many fears go out through the raid. Otherwise, I would drop my drummer totem to help out with it. 10%. Some people are dead, but we're still doing well. Oh, there's the fear. I can't drop my totem.
Stay away from those. Attack shield.
6%. Oh, come on.
Stay away from
I don't think it affects these things. Nope, doesn't look like it does. Let's just focus. Zakul, he's almost down. Got it. Huh.
Nicely
It didn't seem to be
done.
as
It is so
tough as I thought it was
rare
going to
for
be.
mortals to exceed my expectations. If only your friends had been as capable. That human novice, and the pale elf with the sword. Ah well, acceptable losses.
Liar!
Now, is that any way to repay me for my generosity? For the privilege I have seen fit to grant you? Come, heroes. Prove yourselves worthy. Find me in the circle of stars.
And off she goes. To await us to face her. Here we are. The last prison. So, you'll notice the chains. There's Azshara, and of course some of other servants. In fact, I believe, well, she looks a lot like someone we have faced before. Oh, there's that beast we fought earlier. Actually, never mind. There's multiple of them. I mean, we're about to face Azshara here, so. But in case you're wondering, yes, this is a Titan device. Because what this is what is basically keeping N'Zoth imprisoned. And she is basically trying to set him free. That's what those chains are out there, by the way. Remember that. Pay attention to that. Those chains are representing him being chained into his prison, and this platform is basically the device that is keeping him prisoner. Now, I guess if we interact with this, we start the fight. And this is a bit of an interesting fight. Let me go ahead and read this, of course. Queen Azshara, Queen of the Naga, Empress of Najatar, and one of the most powerful entities that Azeroth has ever known. Azshara has plotted and schemed for millennia in preparation for this fateful moment. Now, with all the pieces in place, the time has finally come to reveal her endgame. Queen Azshara will use all the forces at her command to disable the ancient wards and override the Titan device that is keeping N'Zoth imprisoned. So, look at this. A lot of tips here. From what I've heard, this is a complicated fight. It's no wonder it took Method quite a long time to get the world first. I can't, keep in mind, I'll be doing the LFR version, which is the easiest version of this fight. And I saw how difficult it seemed to be for them on the mythic version of this fight. It's pretty involved, I think. Power Page Wards draining Azshara's ward of power drains the player. Make sure your healers have line of sight to you. Make sure that Charge Spear does not impact any surface inside the play space, but passes through any crystalline shields. Hide away from Azshara to reset the stacks of arcane vulnerability or to avoid the damage of arcane detonation. Hide from your allies and Azshara when afflicted with arcane burst. Overzealous hulks will drain your ancient wards. Azshara's devoted indomitable will sacrifice themselves to the ward's power. To all players within 300 yards, victims are afflicted with arcane vulnerability. Vulnerable to further arcane damage, each application increases the damage that you take from arcane sources by 5% for 5 seconds. Powering up an ancient ward or draining Azshara's ward of power taps into the player's Heart of Azeroth. The process reduces the maximum health of the caster by 8% for 1 minute each time they perform this action. Hurls a charged spear that strikes all targets in a line, and the target, when it reaches its destination, the detonation deals 80,000 arcane damage to all players within 100 yards, and arcane damage to all other players. Arcane detonation. Azshara rises into the air and sends a bolt of intense magic into the ground that inflicts 106,000 arcane damage to all players within the line of sight. So, catastrophic failure. Deadly. If all 3 ancient wards are powered down, a catastrophic failure occurs, killing all players. Instant wipe. So, there's a number of stages here. 4 stages and an intermission. Arcane Orb. Deadly. Creates an orb of volatile arcane energy that will... Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Congrats. Someone just had that Astral Cloud Serpent drop. Man, I still haven't gotten that. Congrats on that. Standing in the orb causes the player to absorb the volatile energies, but the player suffers arcane damage as long as they do so. Standing in the orb long enough absorbs the orb entirely. Overzealous Hulk. Queen Azshara. Circles the play space looking for opportunities to employ her own abilities. Cursed Lovers. Oh, someone got the Fell Steel Annihilator today. Nice. Yeah, let me go ahead and point out, if you're curious what that is. There's you can now find a community, and I found one called Mounts Obsessed, which is basically people who love to talk about collecting mounts. You can be able to see earlier this weekend, because I'm sure it's still here. Oh, look, someone got the Lifebinder's Handmaiden drop. Nice. Oh, wow, someone got the Son of Galleon. Very nice. Wait a minute. They got that one? Oh, my goodness. Ooh, someone got Invincible. Very nice. Trying to see. Huh. Someone else got that too. Huh, never mind. I thought the one where I posted that I had gotten it was here, but never mind. Whew. So our second tank left. No wonder we're all just kind of chilling here waiting. I'm gonna back up. I don't want to accidentally click that and start the encounter. I expected at least 1 or 2 wipes on this fight before we could get it down. now that we've gotten one attempt under our belts, we're a little bit more familiar with this fight.
2, 1.
I call the cursed lovers to enter the stage. Their eyes long for one another, yet their gaze incurs calamity.
He's gone to my cave!
You can't interrupt that. Oh my goodness. Ow.
There is no power I cannot defile.
You stand in the druid's healing. Oh, Hulk. Get him.
Lightning bolt. Infuriated. Ground pound.
You are mine.
Zealous help.
See, I think we're doing a better job because I think we're already killing these guys faster than we did before. Oh, you gotta absorb those out.
Lightning orb.
Okay.
Long in.
Already cut someone.
Watch your feet. Watch your feet.
Alright.
Lightning orb.
There is no power I cannot defile.
Come on, Azshara, where are you?
You've grown complacent. Allow me to liven the field.
Oh, the others. We're all just gonna stack up together. Yeah. There she is. Oh, someone already cast it. So I basically just wasted it, but whatever.
Relax.
Boy, am I glad we have a couple of resto druids here. And we have a paladin tank and a druid tank as well.
Kneel before your
We have a couple of death knights and we have a few druids. So how come we haven't battle res this person yet? I guess we're just waiting in case we have to battle res like a tank or a healer. That's important.
4, 3, 2, 1.
destruction!
I hope they took that one where the more people that stand in this circle, the more healing it does. Because I have that on my druid.
From darkness, sirens come forth! Coax the power from these ancient wards! Rattle the chains that bind him!
Azshara is drawing upon the heart of Azeroth, feeding its energies into her ritual.
You've only just come to this realization. First alchemist indeed. Now, don't you, heroes? Every move you've made has been according to my will. Now, The lumbering dwarf believed you could save Azeroth by empowering your shining divine. The gift of a Sylvan Titan.
Not really coordinating our interrupts all that well.
Titan's heart was exactly what was needed. Not to heal the world, but to shatter the prison of a god. Such delicious irony. The Diamond King has been made a pawn.
So you're picking up on all that, right?
Ritual's completion. The Black Empire rises, and the world awaits its true queen.
There will be no coronation this day. Gallisra, aid me. Together we can hold her here. Now you will know what it means to be trapped, Azshara. I am Azshara.
I was destined to rule. Now force can guide me.
Champions, claim victory!
You got it, Lorthamar. But yeah, she wants to use our Heart of Azeroth to break this prison and free N'Zoth.
Lovers'
So,
hearts
yeah.
split asunder. Devoted
She basically...
blood spilled freely upon the sand. The song of the
You know, it was all part of her
deep
plan to have
rings
us come
call
here.
him forth.
That's why she basically opened the doors for us and was like, "Oh, come on inside."
Watch your feet.
What was that popped up just now? It was like a red button icon I saw that popped up my screen. What was that? Look, we're already doing better this time. Only 2 people are dead, and she's down to 34%. No other ads, right? Nope. Alright, 3 people are dead. We have battle
Because you
rests.
are God. Fair enough. But you must treat him as I. This may not be the end for any of us.
I'm just saying, if we have some battle reses ready to go, it would be nice if we could cast them right now.
And I will bestow talents beyond your wildest imagination. Refuse and be crushed beneath the times. Choose your fate.
We almost have her. Piercing gaze. Yeah, you can tell it's getting close to him actually getting free.
Step high. Step high. Step high. Step high. Step high. Step high.
Oh gosh, oh gosh.
Unworthy of
Okay,
greatness.
that... I don't have reincarnation up. But those stacks, oh my goodness. 3%, come on!
Guard your purity, heroes.
And she's down! Cinematic, right? Right? Don't tell me it skipped it. Oh, there it is. Here we go. So we won, right? We beat her. Everything's wonderful. Oh, wait. We forgot something. He's free. Alright. There we go. So, there's Chandris, Jaina, Delisra, Lorthamar. So, yeah. Let's take a moment to talk. That's bad. That's really bad. Yeah. N'Zoth is no longer imprisoned. He is free. Now, just to be clear, Azshara did not die there. Now, what I thought was interesting at the beginning there, I saw her fingers. I thought she was starting to change, as if, like, because we beat her, she was starting to, like, almost revert to another form that was, like, going to be, like, more ugly or hideous. Because that's something that's been done, where it's, like, they have this beautiful, pretty mask and this, you know, like, using magic to make themselves look absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. And then once they are defeated and they can't concentrate on that, then they revert to another form, which is like their true self. You guys remember back in Legion, in Azshara, when we encountered Xavius? Remember how awesome and cool he looked? Like when we were questing through Azshara, and then we went into the dungeon, the Shade, how Xavius was like, I am absolutely awesome! And then when we go into the Nightmare, we encounter him, his true self, he looks huge and ugly and fat and hideous and gross. I thought that's what was going to happen with Azshara there for just a moment, but that's not what had happened. So then, of course, you know, I like seeing both Jaina and Lorthamar there. It's like, at that moment, it's not, you know, no one cares about Alliance versus Horde. We are there to stop Azshara and try to stop her from freeing N'Zoth, because, well, we know this is an old god. Now, yes, he is the weakest of the old gods. We have faced Cthulhu, but he wasn't free. We kind of, like, fought him at only, like, a fraction of his power. The same case was with Yogg-Saron. He wasn't free of his prison. He was still in his prison, but the point was that he had been able to start spreading his influence, being not entirely imprisoned. And we faced Yogg-Saron, but only a fraction of his power. Now, oh gosh, what's his name? See if I can remind myself here in the guide. The old god that's dead, whose heart was being used by Garrosh. I mean, come on, it's gotta be here. The heart of Y'Shaarj. I just remembered. Y'Shaarj, yeah. So Y'Shaarj is dead. He's been dead, but his heart was still there, basically the last remnant of Y'Shaarj. And we could see how he was supposed to be basically the strongest of the old gods. And only with the last remnant, you could still see the power that he had. Just look at how much he empowered Garrosh. N'Zoth has been considered the weakest of those old gods. But we've never faced an old god as, like, full free strength. Until now. Because he may be the weakest, or considered the weakest, and the most cunning of the four. But now he's free of the Titan's prison. Supposedly, he now is able to face us at his full power, his full strength. Because now there's nothing holding him back. That prison is no longer holding him back at all. So, he didn't kill Azshara there, he simply took her. And I believe we're going to find out why when we go to Nyalotha in the next patch. But yeah, at this point now, I expect when we go back to turn in the quest, it's going to be like, oh crap, we have got to now, we got to get ready. We're going to be facing an old god. Again, but this time at full power. No more war. We got to focus on this. Otherwise, we are doomed.
Greetings.
So much loss in her quest for power. There are many lessons to be learned here. The tidal conflux.
Anratha Adore.
So, finally got to do that raid. Pretty nice raid, pretty cool raid.
We have made many sacrifices.
This is only the beginning.
Never again shall a king reign.
Hey,
Our
power level
victory
60.
rings hollow. Azshara's master will rise. Nothing can stop that now.
For all her lies, Priscilla Ashvane spoke one truth. The war between the Alliance and Horde has kept us distracted. Divided, we have no hope against N'Zoth.
We may have found common cause here in Nazjatar, but the battle still rages beyond these waters. So long as Sylvanas holds Orgrimmar, there can be no lasting peace.
The war needs to end, Lor'themar. You know this to be true.
I had hoped that reason would prevail, but the time has come to finish this. I will tell my people what transpired here, of how Azshara fell because we stood together, of the threat rising from the depths, and all that is at stake if we should fail. Then I will take my place beside Sarfang and Thrall, and pray that the Sindori stand with me.
I mean, I can understand why he's uncertain, because remember, Sylvanas was not a blood elf, because they became the blood elves after the events of Warcraft 3, where she got killed, but she was a high elf, just like Lor'themar was. You know, she also was part of Quell the Loss. And then what happened with Death Knight Arthas and the Scourge happened. But Sylvanas has always held a position of high regard amongst the Blood Elves because of her stand against Death Knight Arthas and the Scourge when they were marching on the Sunwell. So it's understandable why he would be uncertain if the Sindori would side with him, against her, or side with her. And it's understandable why some would want to side with her instead of against her. So, I guess story-wise, it's a good thing I decided to hold off on the war campaign finale until after doing this, because now it's basically, yep, now you get to go finish off the war campaign. So when we come back, we will be starting the finale of the war campaign as we try to remove Sylvanas from power as War Chief of the Horde and finally end this war between the Alliance and the Horde. Stay tuned.